Tony gave me rules and I immediately wanted to break them.
Okay. We follow the rules. We are rule followers. Playing in traffic. Here we
Playing
are.
in traffic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey guys, welcome to our podcast. We're playing in traffic. We're two sisters. We're doing a
I'm the
podcast,
coolest. I'm the coolest.
and I'm
And
the coolest, cutest.
okay,
Okay.
listen, guys. We have something very exciting to tell you, and we have been waiting a long time. We've been waiting a lot of months for this, but we were interviewed by Casey, who is the podcast host for Cult Vault. And Cult Vault is a podcast that is, it is a it's personally one of my favorite cult podcasts.
And yesterday it ranked #1 true crime podcast in Yemen. Are you kidding me? So we're like already famous.
That's
We're gonna
really
be famous.
exciting. Yeah, Casey posted that.
I know. Dude, it's so exciting. It's a great podcast. Yeah, she's
right?
from Liverpool, right?
I'm not exactly sure.
I think she said Liverpool because I remember thinking Dad's going to be so excited that I'm talking to somebody from Liverpool.
And we each did an interview with her. I did an interview with her. I sat down and spoke with her, and it was like therapy for me. I honestly don't even really remember what we spoke about, but it was so lovely. And she has so much knowledge because she has interviewed survivors of so many different cults. And she has interviewed survivors from the Unification Church, and from a lot of really, I urge all of you to go and listen to some past episodes. I think she has over 100 episodes where she interviews and speaks with so many different survivors. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, she's got a lot. So if you're enjoying this for the cult aspect of it, her podcast is up your alley. Right on up your alley.
Say something else. So my interview comes out on Friday, which is the 22nd, April 22nd.
Yeah. Yep. And then mine comes out next Friday, which is May sometime.
Probably in May. That sounds about right. So you guys tune in and follow her podcast. We actually have her podcast, I think, on our website if you guys want to check it out. It's called Cult Vault. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, and we'll post the link to our episodes once they come out, but we're so excited.
Yeah. I haven't heard Lindsay's and Lindsay hasn't heard mine, so it's going to be really interesting. I'm like, oh God, what did you say?
We weren't together, and honestly, when I was done, I was like, I have no idea what I said. So it'll be just as much a surprise to me hearing what Tony and I both say, because I blanked out and I opened up to Casey like she was my mom.
I know, she was so easy to talk to. And then I'm like,
oh,
all these people are going to hear this. So
I know. I was like, can you come give me a hug?
I know. She's very, very nice.
The computer.
I actually think she helped me process a lot of things because, like I said, she just has so much knowledge.
And she asked us questions that we don't even think to ask ourselves or each other. So that was fun. It was very fun.
It was very fun. It was very fun.
I apologize if I offended anyone because I don't really know what I said. So,
and since releasing Raymond's episode, we have been noticing a little bit of weird activities going on. So we just wanted to let you guys know. We know that you're listening. We know that you're out there.
Yeah. So our TikTok, which is hilarious, it's like 3 videos. Tony and I are terrible at TikTok.
Hey, we're exploring. We're exploring our creativity. Lindsay is actually really good at making videos, so watch out for that. In our extra free time, we're going to be trying to work on those.
I want to say very good.
But anyway, we put Raymond's episode up on there. Well, we put a little clip of it, of his voice. And then somebody was trying to do something creepy on Instagram. If you guys follow us on Instagram, we would love for you to follow us. However, make sure that you're watching out your friend requests, because somebody was going out and trying to friend our friends.
Yeah.
To make it
following everyone. And what threw me off was that the people he was following could have only been a combination of me and Tony's personal friends and family. I said, there's not one person in the world who knows all of these people and all of these people combined.
So somebody had set up a fake account. he had on a suit and he was posting with politicians from Australia. So we're
Yeah.
like, who is this guy following or playing in traffic
But he said he
Instagram
lived in
page?
Brazil, right?
Yeah, so it was all very, very sketchy and it was all very new posts and, just red flags all over the place. So Lindsay messaged him and said, "Hey, are you with the WMSCOG?" Something like
Yeah.
that.
I said, "What's up, James? We see you." And then he said, "It's my pleasure to meet you here."
Ooh.
And then I said, "Are you with the church? You have to answer honestly because Mother is watching." And then I
Mm.
said, "Liar, liar, pants on fire, you Mr. Fake Scott Morrison from Australia."
Yeah, because we ended up finding out that it was from some kind of politician.
Yeah, because immediately, like 5 seconds after I sent that message, his whole account was deleted.
Yeah, so we see you.
Yeah.
Well,
Stop
speaking
trying
of
to follow us. Just
politicians,
listen to the podcast. We're just saying it on the freaking podcast. You don't need to
yeah,
creepishly follow us. We're not trying to hide anything.
right.
We're literally making a podcast about what we want to talk about.
If you have something to say it. You don't need to hide.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then we have a local politician that we just found out in the past few days that has been doing work with the WMSCOG, with our local WMSCOG in Denver. And so it sort of like hurt my heart a little bit. So we wanted to talk about it for a moment.
We have a message from Mike Coffman.
Mike Coffman is the
Y'all,
mayor of Aurora, Colorado, and we saw a Facebook post that he was doing a cleanup with the local WMSCOG, which the cleanup part is great, right? Like
and it's
I
a tactic that they use.
I love that they're cleaning up this part of Aurora, and they were actually working with students. I'm glad that they cleaned it up and it looks beautiful. However, it's a tactic that is used by these high demand groups to get in with politicians so that they can use a politician's name in their propaganda.
Right. Like on Mike Coffman's Facebook page, we can see their name is visible and it normalizes them in like in the community.
And they
So
use
that it's
these
like,
big banners that will have like, the name of their church and the name of their founders and all this information. And they think that subliminally, they're preaching to people. So
yeah.
anyway, just be careful. If you are a politician, if you are somebody with power, before you make arrangements to do these types of activities, just make sure that you research them and do a little bit of studying of their history. Don't you think?
Yeah. Mike Coffman definitely does not want to be associated with them because he's pretty like conservative already. No, Mike Coffman for sure does not know who WMSCOG is because
Right.
he would have never associated himself with that. But don't
Right.
worry, he'll find out soon enough. We're sending a message to him. Oh, that sounds
Yes.
creepy.
We're
That's
sending we're
shit.
sending a message to him because the city of Aurora is very important to us. Like we love Aurora so much. We have a lot of ties to Aurora. So please, anyway, whatever city, state, country you're in. Another thing is that we added some new countries. So I think that's really exciting. So we know that you're listening. We're so happy that you're listening. Even if you're listening secretly, we appreciate it. And I know that it's not easy to listen to this. So I'm struggling a little. Great Light Studios has been releasing a few videos. Jordan has been working a lot, and Kelsey has been working a lot. And first they did some interviews with somebody called Star Power Fitness, and he's a current member and keeps his identity anonymous. But they did a few videos within the past few weeks, and they were amazing. And it was really the first time that I had heard a current member speaking, not in comments, but speaking and hearing his voice, hearing his mannerisms, hearing his responses to them. It was like hearing myself just, 5 or 6 years ago. And it was shocking. And it was kind of hard, to listen to.
Did you feel like you could predict everything he was about to say?
Everything. I knew everything he was going to say. And he also broke my heart because I could hear his internal struggle. There were
Yeah.
things that he learned about in those videos that he didn't know about, and that was okay because it's that information control. And so hearing things for the first time and trying to defend things a good defense, just sort of like trying with his whole life to get Raymond baptized. It was just very heartbreaking to listen
They
to.
call him Little Ray Ray.
He calls him Lil Ray Ray, and I'm like, okay.
Lord.
It's very cute.
Kelsey and Jordan were freaking amazing. They're like good cop, bad cop with him. And the whole time I was just like, dude, brilliant. Like the way that they talk with him is just so.
If anybody wants to hear a good debate, then go listen. And I give all props to that star power because, that guy who came on to debate, that current member, there are not a lot of current members that would do that. And so I really give him a lot of credit for coming on and, sitting in that hot seat the way that he did.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And I hope that he can research more and hopefully one day come out.
Yeah.
I believe he will. I believe he will.
Even he's not gonna like do that live on the thing, but I'm sure when he went to bed that night, he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. So Great Light Studios did that, and then just within the past few days, Jordan interviewed this girl. Her name is Berdine, and she was a 7-year member, and her story was so touching. And again, hard to listen to, but very moving. And then you see the current members in the comments. Some of their comments are really awful, and I just can't believe that they say that they're from God, but then that they'll tell you that your eye sockets are gonna rot.
My favorite response though, Jordan had it. He said, "Good, I won't have to buy contact lenses anymore."
Something like that. Oh my gosh.
So freaking funny. Good one, Jordan.
Somebody also commented, so another person commented how all of us are just going to burn in hell and this is the last Passover on earth. So don't worry. Yeah. And it's like, why do you think that makes me want to go back to the church? No.
Yeah.
Do you think that makes anybody want to go to your church? No.
And for someone who was in it as long as you guys, you're like, yeah, old news, dude.
Yeah,
you got to come up with new tactics. Like, you guys have been saying that for so long.
Oh my God. I mean, I remember feeling that though. I remember feeling this is the last Passover. This is the last Passover. This is the last Passover. Year and year and year and year and year.
Such a weird way to live your life, like waiting for the world to end. Not a weird
but we celebrated Easter. We had a really beautiful Easter, and that and for the first time I did not feel any guilt or any like shame or like thinking that I was going to go to hell for just hanging out with my family, eating a lot of food. I also think that maybe that, honestly, I swear to you, when I eat a lot of heavy not yucky, it was delicious. The food was so delicious, but like, bad for you. Food. Yeah. It messes with my mental health. I don't feel as clear. I don't feel as crisp. I don't want to work out. I just want to take a nap. So anyway, I'm trying to get over that slump, and this is all part of it. So thank you guys for listening.
I'm sorry, Tony. I've been poking at you and and you're having a rough go.
That's okay. I like the poking. So everybody just celebrated Passover. I actually drove by the local church because it's really close to my neighborhood. It's really nearby me, and I have to drive by it. So the parking lot was packed, and it just made me very sad because I miss them. I miss a lot of people in there, and I feel sad for them that they don't know a lot of these things that we're finding out. A lot of new information is slowly coming at us. So I feel sad for them,
Yeah.
One of the things on the Great Light Studios, he, the current member, the Star Power Fitness, he didn't know that members were being sued. He thought that the former members were suing the church. He didn't know that the church was suing the former members. So I thought that was really surprising. So most of the people that are in there, they don't know the things that we know.
Did you know when you were in it about the lawsuits? Like, or was it framed that they were suing the church first? Like,
it was framed that they were suing the church. But I can see how it could be twisted, that, they're suing former members to defend the truth, to defend father and mother.
Right. Because even if like that
could be. Right.
Yeah. If you're in there, you think that's a worthy reason to sue somebody. You're like, go church, right? They got my back. Always. That reminds me kind of what Joanne said in her interview about knowing that they had sued former members and then for them to not do anything when she was accused of sex trafficking. Like that being a shock to her.
Right.
I could see that. So in your head, you think the church has got your back, but they do not have your back.
Right.
They're not suing anybody on your benefit. They're doing it to scare people from talking about them.
Exactly. So, I think it's sort of a combination of all these things. It's just sort of a mentally challenging time. And I want to be honest right now because I feel like all of the former members, there may be some out there like me that are going through it. So we're in it together, guys, and we're going to get through it. And they do not have control over us. And we are going to win the good fight.
And it's okay to take a break and listen to the chicks.
Which I actually did today. I finally did listen, Lindsay. Okay.
Good, huh?
And because I listened to that album, you have to listen to a Kanye album of my choosing. Okay.
Fine.
One album all the way through.
Fine.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay. Tony loves Kanye West.
I'm thinking My Dark Twisted Fantasy or maybe College Dropout. Those are the two all-time greatest at this moment in my life, but I will let you know later. Anyway, is there anything else that you would like to address?
Yeah,
I need
to address something that I found out about you.
Oh God. It is so funny because after all this time of being out and sharing stories and everything, there is still things that Lindsay finds out and she's like, what the F?
You guys are crazy. I'm giving you all a trigger warning right now. When I found out the details about what you're about to hear, I was driving on the highway and I almost threw up on myself, okay? It's disgusting what's about to be said. So I just
bad.
It's very bad. It's very weird, Tony.
Me and Lindsay were talking one day about Passover and also baptisms and how little babies would, have a hard time eating the little breads.
I found out that I didn't know that the Passover bread was like this precious thing that it couldn't be wasted.
Yeah, it's God's flesh.
Ugh,
would you waste God's flesh? Well, I mean, you can't let it go. You can't let it, go to waste or anything. So everything has to be consumed. So if a baby had trouble consuming it, we would have to help them.
Tony ate baby throw up.
You didn't eat baby throw up.
Yeah.
If the babies would spit out the bread, then you would have to eat it. Or make sure that they would eat it. So you would crumple it up really, really squeeze it in your fingers and then put it in the back of their cheek. And then whatever they didn't eat, you would eat. It would be a little drooly. I ain't going to lie.
What about if an adult threw up?
Oh God, I never had that happen. I would never have that happen, but I'm sure that they would have to eat it. I'm sure that they would have to get the bread and eat it. Because you have to eat the bread.
See, Tony told me this story very casually, and I almost threw up when I heard it. And I think there's still a little bit of her that thinks that it's not that gross, but it's pretty gross.
It's not.
She said, when your babies are little and they have a little bit of spit up, it's like that. And I was like, it never one time occurred to me to ever put my baby's spit up in my mouth. And then she made a comment. She said, well, we're all like a community, so other people's babies were like ours. And I said, oh, hold the phone. So now you're not just saying it's not just your own child. It's like if anybody's child around you is spitting up their Passover bread.
Oh, yeah.
You lap it up.
For sure. Like the teachers. So if you're a teacher, a kids teacher, you sit with the kids on Passover. You'll have 20 kids, And so you have to assist all of them because their parents are, workers and they're doing other things. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm telling you, it's very intimate.
I can't.
Nobody really cared that much about it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And it's not like it happened that often, Lindsay. It's not like kids were vomiting all the time. Most of the kids liked it.
It's just
most of the kids were okay. It's just the little babies, that didn't really want it. They probably didn't even have solid food yet, but they were already eating Passover bread. I mean, they're doing it from the minute that they're infants, So I don't know. Anyway, my babies were baptized when they were 10 days old or whatever. So you have to make sure that they get that in their mouth. And if they don't, then, you got to help them. Why are you making that face? It's not that gross.
Because
It's
it's
not
so
that
gross.
weird.
It's very weird. This is probably one of the weirdest things at the church that I found out. And I have found out so many weird things.
There's probably more weird things coming your way. So we'll let you
There's
all know. We'll keep you guys updated. We have the cutest little ending ever. We
yeah,
interviewed the cutest little human.
the cutest little dude. So enjoy the ending. Enjoy Cult Vault. Enjoy the idea of the next segment coming up.
Send
Mike
us any
Coffman.
questions, send us any feedback, whatever you want.
Mike Coffman. Stop
We'll
working
talk
with
soon.
the WMSCOG.
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 All right. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.